Hey everyone! Welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the financial statements of public companies and try to make sense of what matters most to you. And today we're going to look at People's Bancorp of North Carolina, Inc., and a report it filed that tells us about its recent earnings and financial state.
This report is called a Form 8K, and it is basically a way for companies to quickly tell the public about important events that affect their business. Think of it as an urgent announcement from the company's management.
The main reason People's Bancorp filed this particular report was to share its earnings for the third quarter of 2025.
This filing is dated the 20th of October, 2025, and it tells us about the company's performance up to that point. Now, what is really interesting in these kinds of reports are the details about how the company is doing financially and what the management is saying about the future.
This section is where the heart of the financial news lies. The company announced its third quarter earnings, and this is what investors and anyone interested in the company's performance really wants to know.
To give us the full picture, People's Bancorp has attached a press release with this report. So, we are going to dive into the numbers and the story behind these results.
Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, it is important to note that companies often include what they call forward-looking statements. These are basically educated guesses or projections about the future. They use words like expect, anticipate, and estimate. While these can be useful, they also come with a big disclaimer that actual results might be quite different. Management is essentially saying, this is what we think will happen.
But a lot of things outside our control could change that.
So, what are the key financial takeaways from this report? While this specific filing doesn't contain detailed financial tables within the 8K itself, it directs us to a press release for the actual earnings. Since we don't have the press release content directly in this document, we'll focus on what the 8K does tell us about the financial condition and the forward-looking aspects important for investors.
The company is reporting its third quarter results, and these are crucial for understanding its current health and future prospects.
The signature on this report is from Jeffrey N. Hooper, who is the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This tells us that the Chief Financial Officer has reviewed and approved the information being shared, which is a good sign that the financials are serious business.
Now let's break down what this means for People's Bancorp of North Carolina. This filing confirms that the company is indeed sharing its third quarter 2025 earnings. In the world of corporate finance, quarterly earnings reports are like a vital checkup. They show how the company performed in the previous 3 months,
revealing trends in revenue, expenses, and ultimately profit. For People's Bancorp, this report is about communicating their financial progress to shareholders and the market at large. The inclusion of forward-looking statements is a standard practice. It shows that the company's leadership is thinking about the future and wants to share their outlook. However,
as the disclosure points out, these are not guarantees. Factors like changes in interest rates, market conditions, and even new laws can significantly impact how a company actually performs. For a bank like People's Bancorp, interest rate environments are particularly critical as they directly affect how much money they can earn from lending versus how much they have to pay on deposits. The fact that the report is filed on an 8K means this is considered material information, something that investors need to know right away. It is not an annual report that offers a broad overview, but a timely update. Without the actual press release content, it is hard to give specific numbers, but the act of reporting these earnings is significant.
it means the company is operating under the transparency rules of the stock market and is accountable to its investors. Looking at the broader picture, People's Bancorp of North Carolina operates within the banking sector. This sector is heavily influenced by economic conditions, interest rate policies set by central banks,
and regulatory changes. Investors would typically look at earnings reports to gauge how well the bank is managing these external factors. Are they growing their loan portfolio? Are their deposit costs under control? How is their profitability trending compared to previous quarters and to other similar banks? This 8K filing,
by announcing the release of the earnings press release, essentially signals that more detailed information is available and that the company is adhering to reporting requirements. It prompts stakeholders to seek out that press release for the precise figures and management commentary. Let's consider what this filing implicitly tells us.
The company is managed by individuals like Jeffrey N. Hooper, indicating structured leadership. Their focus on reporting, even just the announcement of earnings, shows a commitment to corporate governance. The reference to forward-looking statements, while standard, also highlights the inherent risks in banking, fluctuations in the economy, credit risk within their loan portfolio, and competitive pressures are always on the horizon for financial institutions. In essence, this Form 8K is a marker. It tells us that People's Bancorp has completed another quarter and has communicated its financial health and outlook.
The real meat of the story, the actual numbers, would be in the accompanying press release. But the filing itself underscores the importance of timely financial disclosures in maintaining investor confidence and complying with securities laws. Now, let's sum up our take on this filing. This 8K
is primarily an announcement vehicle, informing everyone interested that third quarter 2025 earnings are out and have been detailed in an attached press release. It's a procedural step, but critical for transparency. The company is signaling that it is operating, updating its stakeholders,
and managing its business in a dynamic financial environment. Investors need to look at the press release to understand the specifics of their performance, but this filing serves as the official notification. Key strengths here are continued operation and adherence to reporting standards. The main weakness, from our perspective of looking at this document alone,
is the lack of immediate granular financial data. We know that they reported, but not what they reported in detail. The risks are the inherent uncertainties in the banking industry, laid bare by the cautionary language around forward-looking statements. The opportunity for the company lies in effectively navigating these risks to deliver solid,
consistent performance. The direction of the company will ultimately be judged by the actual earnings figures and how well management guides them through economic shifts. All right, that is our quick decode of this People's Bancorp of North Carolina Inc. filing. What are your predictions for this bank based on what you know about the industry?
let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown useful, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more dives into corporate documents. Also, join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next decode.